This is E-Weekly, Eastern Michigan's campus news. On today's show, Stephen Cole reflects on his time as student body president. EMU Theater hosts the One Act Festival, the Teachers Job Fair, a new edition of Who's Who at EMU, and of course, Dominique Bird is back with the Dish with Damo. This is E-Weekly.
I hope you all have emerged from your chocolate coma. We're in the final leg of this semester. We can do it. Welcome back to E-Weekly. We've got a great show for you today. I'm Jillian Seach.
And I am Laura Fernandez. We've got only one more month left in the semester, and the finish line is so close. In the meantime, here's your news.
This past Tuesday, March 22nd, Eastern Michigan's Greek community, the Wellness Center, the Active Minds Organization, and the Photo Voice Organization put together one of the most touching exhibits our campus has ever seen. Photo Voice is an organization that holds a platform of creating a world where no one is denied the opportunity to speak and be heard. Past subjects have included alcohol and drug abuse and self-disclosure topics such as If You Really Knew Me. This year's exhibit covered the theme of mental health. Tasha Lonenberger, Vice President of Scholarships with the EMU Greek Council, said, "We need to talk about mental health within the community, so we agreed it was a great idea and that mental health is a very prevalent topic." The exhibit featured pictures and dialogue describing ways to help cope with mental illness and concluded with an intimate discussion where students brainstormed ideas to help people get the help they need. There are many resources here on campus to help cope with mental illness, depression, or anxiety. Organizations like the Counseling and Psychological Services and Safe Now provide diverse and active support groups for any student looking to reach out.
Eastern Michigan University is hosting their 30th annual Teachers Fair on April 15th from 9 to 3 p.m. With more than 142 school districts and 312 recruiters, this will be one of the largest teaching job fairs in Michigan. In a society that values mailmen more than teachers, the search for teachers is growing heading into the 2016-17 school year. Barbara Jones, Senior Corporate Relations Manager at Eastern Michigan, told The Echo, "We continue to see an increase in the number of school districts nationwide that want to attend our fair. I mean, with all of the teaching strikes, education budget cuts, teacher layoffs, costs and benefits and salaries, it's hard to imagine that school districts will ever stop looking for new teachers." Here's a wild thought. Instead of paying our mailmen to deliver overdue bills and ads for pizza, we actually invest into the people who invest in our future.
In the richest country, no one should go to bed hungry, but unfortunately, that is not the reality. Even on campus, the freshman 15 has turned into the freshman malnutrition. A recent study by the United States Department of Agriculture found that an overwhelming 59% of college students were uncertain of how they will pay for food. Local heroes and social work students Haley Moranick and Jennifer Markham will help shed some light on this issue April 1st during the 36th Annual Undergraduate Symposium. This will be just one of 189 oral presentations at the symposium, which a total of 455 students will participate in. From student hunger to violence in the NFL to a problematic prison system, the Undergraduate Symposium will feature something for everyone. For more information on the event, go to www.emich.edu/symposium.
The much-anticipated Gamers for Giving tourney was held March 12th and 13th at Eastern Michigan University's own Convocation Center. The organization supports the Gamer Outreach Foundation, a nonprofit that aids children during long-term hospitalization by providing therapeutic recreation. This year's tourney broke the record to raise $100,000 when the foundation raised $172,494. The event was streamed online and more than $13,000 in cash prizes were given out to attendees. The funds raised will help build medical-grade video game kiosks that allow easy access to video games, movies, and socializing with friends and family. Zach Wiggle commented that this was the largest and most ambitious event to date, and the foundation has now quadrupled their fundraising goal in the last 2 years. Congratulations on your achievement, Games for Giving. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have more, including Al Willman's sprint edition of Eagle Sports Update, Dominique Bird's Dish with Damo, and the return of Who's Who at EMU with host Shannon Smith. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
And welcome to Who's Who at EMU. Here to talk about their program, Unmasked, are President Christina Chase and Vice President Sarah Eicher. Hello, thank you for joining us today. So what is Unmasked exactly? Can you give us like a little overview of what the organization is?
Well, Unmasked is an organization on EMU's campus that raises awareness on the campus about human trafficking, what it is, and what we can do as a community to fight against human trafficking.
So who started this? How did it get started? Because I know human trafficking is something that's kind of brushed under the rug a lot, and we don't really know how bad it really is out there. So how did this organization even come about?
Our faculty member, Dave Manville, who is the head of Unmasked as far as faculty member, he really got interested in the topic, and he joined, collaborated with a student that he had, and then they started it 3 years ago.
Wow. So in the 3 years that you guys have been here, what are some of the events and like accomplishments you guys have created while here?
Well, one of our biggest accomplishments was this year. We sold T-shirts and raised money for Vista Maria, which is a shelter that takes girls 11 and 18 who have been trafficked, and we raised about $1,000 for them, and we will be presenting that to them soon.
We've also done presentations for women gender studies classes, kind of going into the curriculum of gender studies and how human trafficking is related to it. So we've partnered with a faculty member for that as well.
Very cool. So I know you mentioned you raised money for Vista Maria. Where is that located and what exactly is that?
It's located in Dearborn. They actually have, the human trafficking program is only one program that they have. They also have some foster care programs. They have a homeless program where they, I'm not exactly sure what the criteria is for to be accepted there, but it's for foster care children that are transitioning out and don't have anywhere to go. So they'll work on educational support and employment services and stuff like that. So yeah, they do more than just the human trafficking too.
That's awesome. So as an individual, how did each of you get inspired to join this type of cause?
Well, my journey with human trafficking started about 7 years ago. I was 15 and got involved with a guy who was a trafficker, and I wasn't trafficked at the time, but I realized what he was doing, and ever since then I've been involved in organizations that fight against human trafficking.
Wow.
So this is my 7th year, and working with Unmasked, it's my first year, and then I also have a side program called Set Free Ypsilanti. So that's my little involvement in human trafficking.
Wow, that's crazy. But it's good that you're involved in it. It's positive reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I actually, just a year ago, I was talking to Dave Manville, and I had a class with him, and he brought up that he was part of this organization, and I was really interested in it, and I went on grants.gov to kind of research if there was any funding out there for any advocating services for victims and survivors of human trafficking. So then from there, I just went to a meeting and got voted in as treasurer at first. So, yep.
So what are some upcoming events that you guys will be hosting that students can get involved in and come see kind of what's going on?
Well, this Wednesday we have an event called Red Sand Day, which takes red sand and puts it in the cracks of concrete to represent the 30 million slaves that are falling through society's cracks today. It was created by Molly Gockham, who is an artist who heard about human trafficking and wanted to do something about it. So through EMU's campus, we'll start at Marshall and go through the campus and involve the community on what human trafficking is and use that representation through the sand, and they can put it on social media and then spread awareness that way.
Very cool. So if we want to get involved, how do we get involved? Who do we contact?
You can contact me. My email is cchase4@emich.edu.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. If you or someone you know would like to be featured on our show, here's our contact information. Have a great week, Eagles.
It is so great to see Who's Who at EMU again. If your organization wants to be featured on Who's Who at EMU, contact us at etv@emu@gmail.com. The student-run One Act Festival is back at EMU. The One Act Festival features students' writings, directing, and performing plays that have only one act. These are not the only jobs that students can have. They can also apply to be house managers, technicians, and sound designers. This year's One Act acts range from race and sexuality with Anthony Wyatt's Black Fear, an African-American love story, to Love and Acceptance with Lydia, written by Julia Shaike, a play about two women who are raising a green-skinned child. The festival included a 10-minute intermission and a great time for those who attended. Other noteworthy production were Death Just Wants to Be Accepted by Sean Vacher and Trigger Warning by Sarah Long.
Laura Lempert, a qualitative and feminist researcher as well as grounded theorist, recently conducted a study involving the inequalities women's serving time face. Lempert recently presented her research as part of the Women and Gender Studies lecture series here at Eastern. She was able to work with 72 out of 176 women who are currently serving life sentences without parole in Michigan. Lempert discovered that women are more likely to be sentenced to life without parole in murder cases than men. She discovered that most women commit murder crimes in self-defense after being in a previous victimizing position. Lempert stated that the line between being the victim and victimizer are very blurry. Lempert has suggested that the lack of public exposure is more abusive than rehabilitative. A current prisoner believes everything from gender training, a prison oversight board, and changing sentencing laws are ways to correct the system. Lempert has definitely presented a fascinating topic for research.
Student Body President Stephen Cole's year in office is nearly complete, and as with many elected officials, he is reflecting on his time as student government's top dog. Cole says he's happy with the things he's accomplished. When he ran, the 5 things he wanted to focus on were academic affairs, student wellness, information technology, student safety, and transportation. There are still some things in motion, but Cole says most of what he's wanted to do has gotten done. On the student affairs side, Cole has championed a tuition rebate program that helps students with at least a 3.0 GPA pay less each year. We're hoping with the extra financial support, students can replace working a few hours per week at their jobs with this scholarship and be able to graduate on a 4-year track, Cole said. Cole has also helped usher in an increase in the hours at the Rec IM, covering free HIV and STD testing, as well as flu shots at snow reflection rooms on campus, and helping students change the way their genders are identified on campus. Cole's legacy as president is clear and distinguished. Well done, Mr. President. Up next, we have our very own Dominique Bird here to serve up this week's Dish with Damo. Welcome, Dominique.
Well, thank you, Jillian. Aloha, everyone. Boy, I missed you last week, but I know you enjoyed Shannon. She's the best. Well, today is the last day of Women's History Month, and I want to let you know that right here in Ypsilanti, our women and men have joined forces in the past to pass women's suffrage. Now, the first attempt was in 1868. Unfortunately, it failed. However, our citizens continue to push forward for decades to come. Now, it was June 1912 when Julia Trowbridge, the wife of our very own Daniel Quirk Jr., formed the Ypsilanti Equal Suffrage Association to garner support from the statewide male vote on women's suffrage that would take place that November. Some of their activity even included rallies held at the local recreation park. As the year progressed, the Washita Equal Suffrage Association was formed, uniting Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti activists. Shortly thereafter, the then Michigan State Normal College, better known as EMU, and the Men's College Equal Suffrage joined the cause. When the results came back from that vote in November, the proposal lost by less than 90 votes in Washtenaw County. However, there was still hope for the future, and in 1918, we reigned triumphant and Michigan became an equal opportunity voting state. Man, we sure have seen some suffering here in Ypsilanti, but our rally cries have remained to be heard, and we stand strong till this day. Well, that's all for the dish today. When we come back, we will have Al Willman here with a sprint edition of Eastern Sports Update. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Shanna Gilkison, and ETV has been a very important part of my life, especially for the last 4 years.
I got my start at ETV in my third semester at Eastern from fellow students, and it's been a great experience.
Working with all these new people that I didn't know before, it's very awesome just seeing how willing people are to get together and create something from scratch.
I'm Shanna Gilkison for Eastern Weekly, and this is E-Walking.
I will also be hosting and producing a sort of like a late night style talk show.
Everyone that's here wants to be here. They care to be here. They want to work. They want to learn. And with that kind of environment, everybody benefits.
I tell you, I've been doing really well, very successful here at Eastern, but it wasn't until I really became part of the ETV club that I really felt like I was getting more of what I needed as a student.
We decided that we wanted to do things above and beyond our coursework. So I was part of founding the ETV Student Org.
It just so happened that Shanna was in one of my classes, and she told me to come, and I showed up, and it was very, like, a very warm welcome. Like, everybody was very nice to me right away. And they actually had an idea to make a sitcom, or actually they called it a soap opera at that time. And they said they had, they weren't sure exactly what they wanted, but they wanted one thing. They knew that they wanted this guy, his name is Ramon, to be their main character. I mean, that was kind of how the show Week at a Glance kind of took off.
Beyond Eastern's walls, when I'm done here, I'll probably be working with some people from ETV, again, professionally. And I think a lot of students don't take advantage of what they should with organizations on campus, and ETV is one of the best.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
Welcome to this week's Sprint edition of the Eagle Sports Update. I'm your host, Al Willman, and here are this week's top sports stories. After falling to number 23 ranked Notre Dame 10-2 on Tuesday in South Bend, the EMU softball team began Mid-American Conference play with a 3-game set on the road against the University of Akron Zips. The Eagles lost 4-3 on Friday despite a 2-run jack from a freshman first baseman Olivia Logan in the top of the first. On Saturday, EMU took both games of a doubleheader, 11-5 in Game 1 and 3-1 in Game 2. With the benefit of run support, freshman Nicole Miranda rebounded after taking the loss on Friday, going the distance in Game 1 of the doubleheader. She allowed 5 runs on 8 hits while walking 5 and striking out a batter. The story of the game, though, was freshman third baseman Amanda Ackles. She went 4 for 4 with a pair of home runs and 7 RBI. Ackles added a pair of RBIs in the 6th inning of Game 2, breaking a 1-1 tie. For her part, she was named MAC West Co-Player of the Week, going 8 of 12 with 11 runs batted in over 7 days. The Eagles return home with 11-16 overall record and 2-1 in the MAC and play the University of Detroit Tuesday in a doubleheader at Varsity Field. To hear about how that went, watch the Eastern Sports Update next week. The baseball team enjoyed similar success over the weekend in its first home series of the year. The Eagles swept Bowling Green in a 3-game weekend series at O-Strike Stadium. 4 EMU players collected a pair of hits in Friday's 5-4 win over the Falcons. With the Eagles ahead 5-1 entering the 9th inning, Bowling Green attempted to mount a rally, scoring 3 runs in the top half of the inning. Closer Sam Delaplane was able to stop bleeding, earning his first save of the season. Davis Feldman got the start, pitching 8+ innings, allowing 3 unearned runs on 5 hits, while striking out 6 and walking a pair of batters. Saturday's game featured far fewer theatrics as the Eagles ended up on the right side of a 4-0 shutout. Small ball was the name of the game for EMU, which scored on a pair of sacrifice flies, an RBI single, and a wild pitch. Augie Gallardo took the win, pitching 5 1/3 innings, scattering 5 hits while striking out 7 and walking 2. Left-hander Michael Marcinek pitched 2 2/3 perfect innings of relief with a pair of strikeouts, while Delaplane closed the door in the 9th, allowing only 1 hit and striking out 2. On Sunday, Bowling Green scored 3 times in the 9th, but EMU took the 8-4 win. 3 Eagles benefited from the long ball, providing run support for Tyler Butson's 7 2/3 innings of nearly pristine baseball. He allowed only 1 run, which was unearned, on 6 hits while striking out 2. The Eagles are 9-13 and 3-0 in the MAC. They took on Oakland University last night, and we'll also talk about that next week on the Eagles Sports Update. That'll do it for this week's Sprint edition of the Eagles Sports Update. We'll be right back with some closing remarks. Stay tuned.
When you come to Eastern, you're joining a family, and we want you to feel that we care about you. It's just a great community. Being here, it's just the perfect size, and I feel like I'm actually cared about here.
I am true EMU.
We are true EMU. 1, 2, 3. We are true EMU. We are true EMU. What? I said it. Just give her.
My favorite band just put out a new CD. I was super excited. I've been waiting forever for it to come out. But I was having a little cash flow problem. I asked some of my friends if they had the new CD yet, and they said I could get it for free if I found a pirated copy online. Without hesitation, I went on my computer and I found a website that had a free pirated copy, and I clicked download. It was that simple. After downloading it, I went to my computer and I opened my music player to listen to it, but my computer had slowed down to almost a stop. All I ended up with was a virus, not my band's album. I guess when you pirate anything, you run the risk of an infection. Not to mention, if you get caught, there could be legal issues. It really does pay to pay. My name is Emma, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
My mom's birthday was coming up fast, so I needed to go out shopping for something quick. I needed to move money from my savings to my checking account so I could use my debit card at the mall. I cracked open my laptop, hit the bookmark from my bank, and entered in my username and password. What the heck? I got sent back to the home page. So I entered in my username and password again, made the transfer, and went to the mall where I found this cool little necklace for my mom. That's good news, right? The bad news is, the next week I went to make a purchase and they told me that I had insufficient funds to cover that purchase. Long story short, when I had logged into my bank the first time, I got redirected to a fake site that stole my username and password. I guess I got a virus that redirected my bookmark. The thieves had a field day with my account. I wish I had known then what I know now. You have to check and make sure you're really on your bank's website. This could be done by either recognizing an image you've selected or clicking a lock or VeriSafe icon and comparing the bank's web address to a web address you've got on our certificate. My name is Luke, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
In today's cyber world, the number of passwords you have to remember can be overwhelming. While it may be tempting to reuse the same passwords or store them in a not-so-safe place, in doing so, you're putting your online accounts and data in danger of being compromised. The Eagle security package includes LastPass, an encrypted online password vault that can store all your usernames, passwords, and other personal information in one location. LastPass secures your login credentials using one master password, the last password you'll have to remember. Not only does LastPass store your login credentials, but it can automatically fill them in when you're logging into trusted websites. LastPass can also aid in the creation of strong, unique passwords and secure sensitive data such as addresses, credit cards, and personal notes. Since LastPass is encrypted and protected in the cloud, it's accessible wherever you are, through the LastPass website, a web browser extension, or the mobile app. LastPass makes password security easy. For more information about LastPass, visit tiny.emich.edu/LastPass.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week here at eWeekly.
Enjoy your weekend, Eagles. If you want to see the show on demand, head over to YouTube and search ETV at EMU. Thanks for watching.